Okay, guys. That Warriors versus Timberwolves game was supposed to be the last video I was gonna upload for today, but I just recently saw something um as far as Steve Kerr and him apparently making a change that he hates but feels like he has no choice but to do it. I've already read a little excerpt of it already. Um so I'm just going to read this out and you know let me know y'all's thoughts in the comments about this. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get into this in three, two, one. Okay, so this is Steve Kerr admits he's doing something he hates after win versus Timberwolves. He's got no choice. Okay, so this was just published. Um, Says the Golden State Warriors are back at a 500 record after a nervy 116-115 win against the Minnesota Timberwolves that almost got out of their hands. Still will never understand, bro, like how we let that game go the way it went. Like, I mean, it is what it is. If you've seen the reaction, then you know what I'm talking about. Coming into the game on the back of an embarrassing loss to the Toronto Raptors, the Golden State Warriors needed a reaction, and after the first quarter, it looked like they had it. I'm telling you, bro, like the way we came out that first quarter of play, I'm just like, yes. Yes. Like, come on. Like, I know what this team's worth is, man. And then things just started going downhill from that point forward. We lost every single one of those last three quarters. Every single one of them. They raced out of the blocks into a 34-12 lead, but needed to hold off a late rally from the Timberwolves, who took the last quarter 37-29 to secure a close win. Steph Curry top scored for the Warriors, with Andrew Wiggins following close behind. This is important. This is key. All right. The fact of the matter is we have gotten Andrew Wiggins back. So that has made things a lot easier for us on the offensive scoring department. And to be honest, I didn't feel like we lost that game because of our offense. I felt like we lost that game because of our defense. Our defense, the way we were playing on the defensive end, bro, we were playing straight clamps, bro, straight God clamps. And then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, bro, we can't get into transition. Timberwolves are just shooting three after three, bro, closing the gap. All right, slowly but surely. Like, I mean, that's what this all boiled down to. We needed to, continue to hold off, defensively, and we just couldn't do it. Like, I mean, it's just I don't know, man. It's just it's frustrating, man. However, Steve Kerr wasn't very pleased after the win. Hell yeah. I wasn't pleased either. Admitting to doing something he hates afterward but acknowledging he's got no choice. So Steve Kerr, the motto of this golden era at the Warriors under Steve Kerr has been strength in numbers. But that motto has gone for a spin lately. Yeah, I remember thinking in the beginning of the year, we have the best bench in the NBA. We are the highest scoring bench in the NBA. Like, I'm thinking to myself, with the fact that we had like 10 different guys averaging 9 or 10 plus points per game, I'm like, we legitimately have crazy depth on our team, bro. Crazy depth. But then things have started to go downhill. And now things were starting to go downhill when D'Anthony Melton tore his ACL. But the fact of the matter is that no, the problem has been the cohesion, the inconsistency with the lineup. When you have all these interchangeable guys in the system throughout the game, there's no cohesion. There's no rhythm because you're having one guy come in, one guy come out, one guy come in, one guy come out, and they're all interchangeable. There's not one full five that's out there for a long period of time to try to develop a rhythm, develop a cohesion. And that's been our biggest downfall. You know? Now look, here's what Steve Kerr said he's going to say, what he's going to do. After starting the season with a remarkably deep roster, the reality has struck hard, and the lack of consistency combined with a drop in form has seen them tumble down in standings. It's crazy how you can go from the 1 to the 11th seed just like that. Maybe not the 11th seed. I think we might still be the 10th seed, but still, like, that far of a drop is ridiculous. As a result, Kerr has leaned further into the tried and trusted with Steph Curry, playing a team-high 37 minutes. I know they were trying to say 37 minutes, not 37 points. They were trying to say 37 minutes. So, against the Timberwolves. And yeah, so for a player who's always been protected, especially in the regular season, that is a new occurrence. And the most worrying thing is that each and every single of those 37 minutes was needed for the Warriors to escape with just a narrow win. We needed Curry for each and every bit of those 37 minutes that he played. And that's the frustrating part, is that, like, bro, like, we know that we're not at the most fullest strength right now. We just got Andrew Wiggins back after, I can't remember how long he was out with whatever injury he had, but he had been out for a minute. And Kuminga has been out for a while as well. And then Draymond, he'll come back for like a couple of games, and then he's got to sit out with something again for like a couple games or so. So the fact of the matter is we have not been at full strength. But look, I'm gonna read the rest of this article, and then I'm gonna get to my outro, and discuss what I believe needs to happen. And I'm going to say what I believe needs to be the starting five and needs to be who we have out there majority of the time. And that's when we get some of these guys back healthy. Kerr admitted that he doesn't like having Curry play these many minutes, but that's what needs to be done at this moment to get the Warriors moving up in the standings. He said, I hate that Steph Curry's, minutes are creeping up. I don't like it, but we got to do what we got to do. You know, hopefully as we get reinforcements back, we'll be able to get him back down to that 30 to 32 minute mark. Tonight we had to let it rip, and he's got a couple days before the next game, and it was important to get this win. The Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry are treading a dangerous path. The Warriors and Kerr have already admitted that they won't mortgage the future of the franchise for some win now pieces when they aren't convinced of the potential of this team. At the same time, stretching Curry's minutes to scrape a victory isn't advised either, which is why Kerr admitted that he hates it. The truth is, the Dubs and Curry are treading a dangerous path where they've reached a point that most teams hate. They're not good enough to win the title or even contend for it seriously, and they're too good to rip the Band-Aid off and lean into a rebuild, especially with Curry and Draymond Green on the roster. They are forced to just flutter and somehow keep their head above water to maintain a modicum of serious contention while actually going nowhere. A dynasty is ending with a whimper. All right. So here's my thing. We understand that this team has not been at full strength in like 3 weeks. This team has not been at full strength since like damn near before Christmas. Because Wiggins was out for a minute with some type of injury. He just got back. He just came back, in that game against the Timberwolves. And then we haven't had Kuminga, who's got like an ankle. He's been in a walking boot, But, the thing is, I can't even really trip really like that because Laker fans got freaking Jared Vanderbilt for them, who hasn't played in literally over a year. So I can't even really complain. I can't even really complain too much. But no, we had the same problem with James Wiseman. James Wiseman was out with some type of injury, and he kept on saying, I'm going to be back, and he never came back. Man, we freaking just let him go. But obviously this situation is nothing close to that. We're just talking about a few weeks. All right? This dude did not come back, and it had been like over a year. So anyway, so I don't know what's up with Kuminga, how serious the injury is, but we do need him back. We do. Andrew Wiggins and Steph Curry can only right this ship for so much. No offense, TJD, bro, but I mean, look, rebounds are important, but I mean, look, what I need out of TJD, here's my starting lineup. Point guard, we know is Steph Curry. I think that what needs to happen. By the way, where's B Pod? What's his problem? What's his injury? Um, but yeah, I think when everybody gets back, bro, like when everybody freaking, you know, gets back from Cancun, all right, because I promise you that's where they've been, all right, just living it up. But when everybody gets back, it needs to be Curry, of course, at point guard. It needs to be, Dennis Schroeder at shooting guard. All right. Center is, of course, TJD. He gets us the rebounds. He plays well on defense down there at the rim. When he be getting them blocks and stuff like that. He put the entire country in country of France in the basket last year with what he did to Victor Wembanyama. But yeah. So yeah. And then I think small forward needs to be, honestly, small forward can continue to be Andrew Wiggins, of course. And then power forward needs to be Jonathan Kuminga. That needs to be our starting five. Steph Curry at point guard, Dennis Schroeder at shooting guard, TJD at center, Andrew Wiggins at small forward, and Jonathan Kuminga at point guard. All right. Draymond, you can sit your on the bench. All right. Sit him on the bench. All right. B Pod, get your on the bench too. All right. You guys can be our fresh guys that we spring in and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, we need to have our starting five. We need to have our five guys out there on the court more. I'm sorry, this whole 12-man rotation and stuff like that Steve Kerr, I understand your strength in numbers game. But you got to understand, our bench, our depth is not quite as good as we might have thought in the early going of the season. So you need to make way with what we got. And what we got is Steph Curry, Dennis Schroeder, TJD, Andrew Wiggins, and Jonathan Kuminga. When he gets back. All right. Now, what I would say for right now to spring in at power forward, who I would have in there is keep Santos at that power forward position. All right. I think he is, I don't know, bro. Who's bigger? Andrew Wiggins or that Santos character? I'm not sure, but whoever's the bigger guy in size needs to be the power forward, and the other one needs to be the small forward. Until Kuminga gets back, then keep Wiggins at small forward, and then Kuminga can be at power forward, of course. That's what it needs to be like. And our bench guys coming Coming on, of course, B-Pod, Draymond, Kevon Looney, Kyle Anderson, GP2, Moody and those guys. They can come on the court when need be. But until then, when we have a comfortable lead out there, bro, then I want those 5 guys to come off. All right. I want them to all either be on the court or all be off the court. That's what I want. Because we need cohesion, bruh. We need cohesion. We got to build this rhythm and cohesion of a starting 5. Hey guys, did you know we do not have a legitimate starting 5 in the NBA? Did you know that? We are the only team in the NBA that does not have a legitimate starting 5. Because we got everybody interchangeable coming in and out and stuff like that, bro. The only consistent guys you really see on the court most of the time is Andrew Wiggins and Steph Curry. All right. Like, everybody else is just interchangeable, coming in and out, in and out, in and out. All right. Because we don't got a legitimate, full, secure starting 5, bro. This needs to be the starting 5 right here, dog. The starting 5 right here. All right. Steve Kerr, if you're watching this, which probably not, all right? But if you're watching this, I don't give a fluff. I'm saying this anyway. The starting 5 needs to be Steph Curry at point guard. It needs to be Schroeder at shooting guard, TJD at center, all right, Andrew Wiggins or Santos at small forward. Whichever one is the smaller guy needs to be at small forward. And then the other guy's at power forward. All right, that's what it needs to be for right now until Kuminga gets back. Then put Santos back on the bench. And then put Kuminga and have him be our starting power forward. That's what it needs to be. That's what it needs to. If we want to really turn this season around, that's what the starting 5 needs to be. That's what it needs to be. I'm out of here, bro. All right, let me know if you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts, in the comments on how you feel about everything. If you feel like my starting 5 is valid, all right, leave a like and subscribe if you're new, if you want to. And as always, this has been Bates, the Great Reactor, and that is it.